in the Geelong Cup and wasn't beaten far. Did give the impression in that run maybe she wants further, but I think there's stronger chances. Looks one of the maybe potential speed influences.
Trained on well since I saw her at Geelong. I think there's been some improvement in her and she's really brightened up in the code.
17 is Military Mission, the Herbert Power and Newcastle Cup winner. 4th in the Metrop in between, and ticks the old Bart Cummings rule of 10,000 plus metres in the legs prior to the Cup.
Somewhat of a query going to the 2 miles, but you have to admire the way this horse has been hitting the line recently over 2,400 metres. Not in typical fashion of the way the stable generally have their horses ridden. He's one that can be ridden more patient and has a strong finish.
Relaxed, conserves his energy well. He's just wandered round on a long rein, and as we know from the stable, he's nice and fit and done the miles for this race.
18 Serpentine, 20th last year off a 2nd in the Lexus Archer, comes here following a 3rd in the Bart Cummings.
I don't think he appreciated the conditions in the race 12 months ago. Gets dry ground to suit, drops sharply in weight. His form doesn't look strong enough, though.
He looks like a real athlete in the yard. He's hard fit for this. That's not going to be excuse for him. Absolutely glowing in the coat.
19 is Virtuous Circle, a 12th Melbourne Cup ride for Craig Newitt. 2nd in the ATC Derby back in April. Luckless in the Bart Cummings, 8th in the Geelong Cup.
I was disappointed in his run in the Geelong Cup. His career peaks have both been on wet tracks. He'd surprised me here on dry ground.
Could not look any better in the mounting yard. He's just got to run up to his looks.
20 More Felons was a half length off winning the Geelong Cup at its Australian debut for Chris Waller. 8th beaten 3 lengths in the Ebor, where not the clearest path. Meets Absurd 3 kilos better today, and it gets a 5.5 kilo swing on the favourite Vauban for a sizable defeat at Royal Ascot.
It was the best run in the Geelong Cup. Drops in weight, might take further improvement from the run and looks suited rising in distance, but this is much stronger and may get a long way back from the draw.
Yeah, as you would imagine, he hasn't acclimatised at this point in time, so he is still a little bit long in the coat, but he looks really bright. He's only a neat horse and he is nice and fit for this.
21 Future History, 6 Australian runs for Mar Eustace, at least 1 per month since his kick-off on the King's Birthday weekend in June. The winner of the Bart Cummings then ran 3rd at Moonee Valley.
He's in terrific form. He drops sharply in weight. He'll be ridden more aggressively today. Whether he's good enough, I'm not sure, but it would be no surprise to see him run a big race.
I love this horse on type. He's a lovely, robust, burly, big horse. He copes with his racing. He parades well. He's got the best mannerisms. He's going to give himself every chance.
22 Interpretation, the Bendigo Cup winner 6 days ago, 9th in the Bart Cummings prior.
Broke his drought there last time out. He drops in weight, might appreciate the rise in distance, but it's much stronger. He needs to go to a new level.
He's well prepared and he's stepping out nicely in the yard.
23 Carla Paw qualified via the Lexus Archer win on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, backs up here after winning on Saturday. He controlled a very moderate speed from the front there. This is much stronger. He doesn't have to go forward. He's obviously hard fit, dropping significantly in weight, but I'm not sure the Archer form's strong enough this year.
Look, he catches the eye in the mounting yard, this horse, and he has just lightened off a touch. Probably not the right word. He's tucked up a touch from his run on Saturday, but handling the back up beautifully. He's a lovely, kind-natured horse.
24 True Marvel was placed at this trip in a Group 1 Sydney Cup and a Group 2 Brisbane Cup earlier this year.
It was the 4th fastest late in the Moonee Valley Cup, and he really looks suited rising in distance. He drops in weight. He will stay. I just don't know if he's got the talent to beat most of these.
He's got that real traditional staying physique about him. He's handled himself brilliantly from the moment he stepped in the yard. He's straightforward, he's professional, he's fit, he looks super in the coat. So the team have done everything they possibly can to give him every chance.
That's the field for the 163rd Lexus Melbourne Cup over 3,200 metres. The Group 1 handicap worth $8.4 million. 6 runners returning from last year's field, including the defending champion Gold Trip. Can he become just the 6th horse to win multiple cups? Can Without a Fight become the 12th to complete the Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup double? Or will Willie Mullins, who's been close twice with Max Dynamite, break through with key chances in Vauban and Absurd?
He's got a great chance. I'm with Vauban on top. I just like his good track form. I have high respect for the stable. It's been a long-range plan to win this race. Everything's gone right to date. He's one of 2 horses I want to be on in the race. I think Without a Fight was outstanding in the Caulfield Cup and will love the conditions today. Better horse than 12 months ago. Gold Trip and Solcombe, the other main winning hopes for me.
He's getting out to a competitive price now at $6. I think that's an attractive bet with Vauban. Without a Fight, Gold Trip, they look to be the other 2 key chances in this race. I think the top of the market should sort of fight out the finish.
Loved the parade of Gold Trip. He goes on top. He's just got the best manner about him in the mounting yard. He copes well with race day pressure. He was very composed and he looked outstanding physically. He's on top for me. Without a Fight's improved again since he stepped out in a Caulfield Cup. Diaquin Sweet Jr. can run a race. He looked immaculate in the yard, and Future History is another one that I've got a bit of time for. So one on top ahead of the 3, 12 and 21.
Well, there's only been 2 horses in single figures win at the Melbourne Cup in the last 10 years. Cross Counter 2018, Fioronte 2013. There's 5 this year, and they are Vauban, who leads the way at $5 annual favourite. We're holding more money, though, for Gold Trip, last year's winner, at $7. Without a Fight's been rock solid on Melbourne Cup Day, $8. Absurd, the best backed at the price to cause the upset, $34 to $8.50. Heading down the line, we got Future History into $20 from $26. And, geez, the punters are with Ollie Allen Kerr. Could he win a record equaling 4th? $61 to $27. And the best roughie late on race day, Interpretation, trimming right up. He got out to $81 at one stage, back into $46. Now, remember, 2015, Prince of Penzance caused the boil over at $101. There's 3 horses over $101. They are 16 Magic Lagoon, 14 Shiraz at $126 each of 2, and True Marvel can join them each of 3 at $126, number 24. Get your bets on for the Melbourne Cup. It's on. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the 1-800 number or visit the website.
Kieran Maher joins us as he and Dave Eustace bid to become the first trainer since Bart Cummings in 1990 and 91 to either win the race with different runners or try and provide Gold Trip with the opportunity to go back-to-back in this race and become just the 6th horse to win multiple Melbourne Cups. 5 runners in itself is a remarkable achievement, Kieran. Let's work our way through them and start with Gold Trip, who treads the Cox Plate, Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup path for the 2nd straight spring. Jane Ivel really taken with his parade. Do you feel like you've got him here in exactly the same or even better condition than 12 months ago?
Yeah, I think he's definitely as good. Possibly, he certainly parades better. Yeah, the team have done a super job, and yeah, very excited for him.
Let's work through your other runners and start with Future History, who gives Holly Doyle a Melbourne Cup opportunity. How's the horse come via the Moonee Valley Gold Cup?
Horse is super. Couldn't be happier with him. He'll be forward, and there'll be a little question over whether he runs a strong 2 mile, but no better race to find out.
Right you are. Ash Run and Interpretation complete the 5. Who's the pick of those 3?
Probably Ash Run, you would say. He's run in the race before, runs a strong 2 mile, just needs to get the right run.
Kieran, best wishes to you and the team.
Cheers, thanks, Nige.
The 5 runners for Kieran Maher and Dave Eustace. Sam Freedman comes in to join us. A handshake, a good-natured one at that for a key opponent in Kieran Maher and Dave Eustace. Sam Freedman, who talks of running into the members some 18 years ago after Mackay Diva's 3rd win in a Melbourne Cup, saddles up a key chance and Without a Fight. How are the nerves?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. No, we've had a good preparation. Staff have done a terrific job. The horse is presented here in perfect order. We've got some staff here on track giving him a good cheer. So, yeah, we're all hopeful.
As much as you had a Caulfield Cup 2nd up earmark coming via the Underwood, did you always feel like via that race you'd have some improvement coming to this?
Yeah, I mean, we did. Look, he's been fit the whole preparation. He was obviously up in Queensland, so his improvement's not coming from fitness, but it's just coming from probably getting him out in trip, the Underwood to the Caulfield Cup. And look, the 2 miles, he's on try again at this trip, but everything we've seen says it's not going to be an issue. He's finishing strong in the Caulfield Cup, so no, we're confident he'll run it out.
Good luck for your bid for history.
Cheers.
Great scenes here at Flemington. A massive crowd out enjoying the beautiful sunshine as the field is settling down behind the gates prior to the Lexus Melbourne Cup. Michael Walker, how important is it to get your horse relaxed going down to the gates?
Yeah, it is, especially when you go down towards the gates and you can hear the crowd yelling at you. A lot of the times you've got people wishing you all the best, but a lot of times it can upset your horse. So it is, once you're there, you look at the boys that obviously their horses get a little bit toey, they'll get one of the barrier attendants who are the best in the world to grab your horse and walk around for you. So it's just an amazing thing to be able to get your horse so settled, because it is a 2 miles, but a hard 2 miles, not a little go-kart track. It's a big, wide open track with especially the heat that we have today, BZ, and also the massive crowd, because you hear the roar, I can tell you, it can upset a horse.
There's a good shot of Vauban. There's been a huge push here, though, for the stablemate in Absurd. Ben Asghari, your final thoughts here before the horses start to move into the gates?
Yeah, inside to out. We've got some speed here. I think Serpentine from gate 1 will kick up. Vauban, we know he'll be prominent to the speed. Magical Lagoon likes to go forward. Future History's resuming his usual tactics and going forward today. Right You Are won't be far away. Break Up can be closer to 3,200 metres. Vow and Declare, well, he was pretty close. He led into the winning post the first time when he sat third to win his Melbourne Cup. And I think Latoshka's the other one that'll roll forward and put herself on speed. So there's quite a few pace influences here that we could see a genuine test over 3,200 metres.
Fashionably late is the race that stops a nation, and what about those shots of this magnificent racecourse with a huge crowd lining the fence to catch a glimpse of something that will change someone's life, a trainer, a jockey, multiple trainers, owners and punters who are all on their seat waiting for the horses to be loaded into the gates for what is just a sensational race.
Yeah, good to see the race that stops the nation living right up to it this year. The weather significantly better than 12 months ago. Standing room only in the clock tower. The jocks that don't have a ride.
Yeah, Michael D, he was set to be aboard Cleveland. Unfortunately, missed the ride on Lunar Flare last year with a late scratching. Scratched yesterday afternoon with Cleveland. He takes a vantage point on the steps of the Stewards Tower, getting one of the best views on the track.
Indeed, and Michael Walker, Damien Oliver, he's going to try and win one last Melbourne Cup. What are we expecting here aboard Alan Kerr?
He'll do everything in his power to get it over the line. He's just, I think he's a great hope. You know, the trainer, Mike Moroney, he's won the race before. And going back to what you said, BZ, about the crowd and how this can change someone's life. It's as a jockey, these are things you dream of. To do it in the front, we've got 85, 90,000 people here today. And for a jockey to be able to do that is just amazing. And us from Racing.com, we wish owners, trainers, all connections, jockeys, all the luck.
Alan Kerr into $21 as well, so punters are very keen to be with it. What a magnificent sight.
There's not a seat in the house, Fix. Everyone's out.
I'm glad we've got one.
Yeah, the best seat in the house, though, is Matt Hill. Let's head to him now for the call of the Lexus Melbourne Cup.
Lepore, who's been very relaxed out behind the stalls, the Archer winner, qualifying at the last moment on Saturday, going in. Right You Are is about to come forward. A magnificent training performance by Kieran Maher and David Eustace to get this galloper here today. A horse that bowed a tendon early in its life. The Melbourne Cup has always been on the calendar for this horse, and Right You Are goes in. The Japanese horse Break Up will be one of the next to load up as Vauban goes forwards, the favourite into barrier number 3. Vauban about to come along. Also joining them is Military Mission, who's drawn a good gate here, has the services of Rachel King with that big Group 1 here on Saturday. So they continue to load without a fight with Mark Zara, who won the race last year, looking to be the 12th horse to win the Caulfield Cup Melbourne Cup double. Break Up is in to barrier number 18. Vow and Declare, the first horse since Malua to run in the race 4 years after winning it. The 8-year-old Vow and Declare goes into the stalls with Billy Egan. More Fallons milling around. Also about to join them, Magical Lagoon for Mark Duplessis. Shiraz, one of the bolters, True Marvel, who's also at 150 to 1 here, waiting its turn. As Lastochka, the French mare with Craig Williams, looking to win the Melbourne Cup again, waits her turn. Magical Lagoon just digging the heels in at the moment. So a couple of these horses just a little bit stirred up in these windy conditions out there at the 3,200 metre start. Vauban, the favourites, $5.70 pari-mutuel, but Gold Trip at $6. So we've still got 4 or 5 to come along. Deshaun Sweet Jr. is one of those. Now Shiraz with young Beau Mertens, trained by Chris Waller, who won this race with Very Elegant 2 years ago. True Marvel now, very relaxed indeed, goes in. So Deshaun Sweet Jr. and also More Fallons are going to be the final couple, with also Ash Run Kieran Maher, who's won this race 3 times with a white distinguishing cap, so they're just about right for the 163rd time, Melbourne, the running of the Lexus Melbourne Cup. Deshaun Sweet Jr. goes in. More Fallons goes up to the outside. And the field is set to run. Ready to go. And they're racing. And Solcombe stood there again and missed it by about 3 lengths this time. Beginning well towards the inside was Magical Lagoon, with also Serpentine, and not too far away Absurd, and also Vauban. Out deeper on the track, Future History, and also Right You Are coming over, and also Vow and Declare is 4 and 5 deep, and at this point of the race is about 2 off the lead and trying to push up from Carla Poor. They were followed next in the field by In Between Horses True Marvel. Military Mission is next, and just ahead of it is Absurd, and also Vauban along the inside. Next is Gold Trip as they come down the straight with just over a lap to go. Next is Listochka, who's 4 deep around Shiraz and Without a Fight. They were followed by Ash Run, Break Up, Interpretation, Solcombe towards the back, More Felons, and also Akita Sushi, and 2 further back is Virtuous Circle at the tail of the field. As they leave the running, the leader Serpentine by a length. In second, Future History. Third is Magical Lagoon, and Vow and Declare fourth, 1 off the fence. 2 lengths to Right You Are and Vauban, followed by Absurd. Carla Poor is 3 wide. Next along the inside is Gold Trip, Listochka. In Between Horses, Military Mission, and Even Speed in the Cup from Alan Kerr. They were followed 1 off the fence by Deshaun Sweet Jr. True Marvel 3 wide. Well back Without a Fight, Ash Run, Shiraz. Next along the inside, Solcombe, Break Up, Interpretation. Towards the back of the field, More Felons, Akita Sushi, and last of all, Virtuous Circle. 1,700 metres to go in the Lexus Melbourne Cup. Serpentine is the leader. From on the outside, Carla Poor, and Future History is third. 1.5 lengths, Magical Lagoon, and also Vow and Declare, and they get away at this stage as they reach the 1,500 metres. They're 4 lengths in front of Right You Are and Vauban, saving every inch of ground. 1.5 lengths, the stable made Absurd, and then came Gold Trip. 1 length away, Lescotch is 3 wide at this stage, and then came Military Mission. 1 length away in the field is True Marvel, and then came Alan Kerr. Deshaun Sweet Jr. Without a Fight. Shiraz well back in the field, well back 2/3 down as Ash Run, Solcombe, and Break Up, and they were followed by More Felons as they string right out at the 1,000 metres. Akita Sushi is well back in the field as well, and towards the back, Interpretation and Virtuous Circle. So it's Serpentine running this along very solidly midway towards the 800 metres. It's a true staying test by 2 lengths to Carla Poor and Future History. Vow and Declare is nice and close, 3 or 4 off them. They were followed by Right You Are. Vauban's only about 4 or 5 off them. Absurd the outside. Gold Trip is tanking through, needs runs. Deshaun Sweet Jr.'s wedging through them, and Alan Kerr, plenty of hopes around the corner into the straight in the Lexus Melbourne Cup. And here's Vauban on the outside of Future History, and Vow and Declare between them. Absurd is also chiming in. 400 metres to go. It's Absurd moving up on the outside for Zach Purden. A length in front, but Without a Fight is running on right down the centre of the track. Without a Fight up to Absurd, Vow and Declare, and Shiraz the bolter. It's Without a Fight. 100 metres to go. 2 or 3 lengths in front, coming away from Shiraz, and also Solcombe. Without a Fight, Mark Zara, a Melbourne Cup champion, wins it by 2 lengths. Second in the race was Solcombe, third Shiraz. They were followed by a photo for fourth, Ash Run, Deshaun Sweet Jr. Then Interpretation. Next in the field, Vow and Declare from More Felons. Absurd ran a race, Break Up, Military Mission. Well back in the field then Akita Sushi in company with Future History, Listochka. Well back Alan Kerr with Carla Poor, Vauban. Then came Magical Lagoon, Serpentine. One of the last to complete the course was Gold Trip, and Virtuous Circle was the last, and being pulled up at the 200 metres, Right You Are.
The sweetest slice of history possible for Anthony and Sam Freedman, the father-son training combination, and now 2-time Melbourne Cup winning jockey Mark Zara, who becomes the first rider since Harry White in 1978 and 79 to win the Melbourne Cup in back-to-back years on different horses. And Without a Fight enshrines himself in history as just the 12th horse and the first synth ethereal in 2001 to complete the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double. 3, 6, 14, 11 are your numbers in the 2023 Lexus Melbourne Cup. They've run about 2 seconds outside Kingston Rules track records. Chris Waller with second and third in the Melbourne Cup. What a masterful training performance with the engagement of Joe Moreira to get Solcombe into second after, of course, he was again tardy out of the gates today. And Shiraz, who'd not won in 12 Australian starts, runs on into third place in our biggest race. And what a tremendous training performance from Maher Eustace. 5 runners in the race. Ash Rana, who'd had a 3-year hiatus after running 10th in the race in 2020, returns to run 4th. But to the winner go the spoils. A remarkable training performance, a remarkable riding performance. Without a fight, Horse 3 is your 2023 Melbourne Cup hero.
Without a fight, what a horse, what a training performance from Team Freedman. He was third up into the Cup today, and Mark Zahra with one of the great Melbourne Cup rides. He had a wide gate, he went back, he sliced through the field. It looked like the Irish stablemates might be fighting it out on the turn, but just smoking up in behind them was the winner, and without a fight. And he is a supreme stayer, Brent Zerath.
And didn't just win, he was eased down in the concluding stages to win by 2 1/4 lengths and just roared down the middle of the track late. He was switched off and given an easy time as he hit the front. Mark Zahra had an opportunity to have a look at the big screen, look around, soak it all in. Back-to-back Melbourne Cup victories for a jockey who clearly makes the right decision. He was on Gold Trip. There was so much conjecture. Would he ride Gold Trip? He elected to go without a fight. And history's going to show that is completely the right decision, because he is now one of the jockeys who goes to multiple winners of this famous race.
And take nothing away from this horse, he's done the famous